What is good, y'all? It's Ronald, also known as Youcapper from SportsMemo.com. Welcome to another episode of Let's Cap. I got my data geeks with me, YBB Sports Data and Austin Wang here. We're gonna go through a couple MLB games. We're gonna do one of the WNBA games today, and we're gonna break down a couple UFC fights as well. YBB is gonna tackle that. So yeah, man, how you guys doing? It's Friday. It's it's been a crazy week for me. I posted on Twitter. I went 0-6 one day, and then I got a little bit back yesterday, and kind of just chipping away at that and getting that money back. But how are you guys doing this week in the betting front?
Man,
For
I've
me,
actually
I'm
been.
glad
I took a little bit of a. Go ahead, Austin.
Oh, no, I was just saying, I'm glad WNBA is back on board
Yeah.
because MLB hasn't really been all that friendly to me. I'm looking forward to this All-Star break and doing a reset. No, it's not bad. I've really found my footing with the WNBA, especially the totals. I
Yeah.
really love the shirt that I got from you, Ronald. So I'll make sure to rock it next week during our show.
Yeah, dope. Yeah, I'm on myself too. I'm happy WNBA is back because I'm on I think it's like a 7-2 or 10-4 or something like that type of run. So in the WNBA, so I'm liking the some of the stuff that we're looking at today. YBB, how you doing?
Doing good, man. I've actually been a little bit more conservative with my bets. I've been focusing a lot on MMA, and I'm drafting an NFL article right now, discussing fantasy props, futures, stuff like that. So we've been working on that a lot. But yeah, just mostly conservative wagering for myself. So I'll get back into the MLB things. I just finished up an internship here in the Dallas area, so now I'm a little bit more
Okay.
free to talk MLB. So
Yeah, let's get it. All right. Well, with that said, man, let's get into that first game. I know you were looking at the Mariners here. We got Robbie Ray, the left-hander, versus Matt Bush, the righty. Mariners are favored minus 150, totals at 8. What were you looking at on this one?
I am looking at the underdog in this spot. Now I get it, right? The Mariners, they've been hot lately. They've won 11 of their last 11. I think they're on an 11 game win streak. 14 of their last 15. They're hot right now. And this is a spot where I usually discuss in MLB. You have regression times. And this is one of those times where Robbie Ray, he's been a little too hot for my liking. And this is a spot where I don't mind fading him. I'm going to discuss something really quick, a Bet Labs play or a system that I've built. Now, this is a league-wide system. It's 135 and one line for a 55% win rate. That doesn't sound good, right? But these wins are by underdog system. So the ROI is at 18%. So this is all money line, straight up, outright dogs to win.
Mm-hmm.
And what this system states is that in a previous head-to-head matchup, the home team in a divisional matchup coming off a loss as a favorite by between 1 and 3 runs, those are the teams that end up giving us a positive ROI. So for this spot, yeah, I am looking at the Rangers and a couple of other things that I want to discuss here that give me a little bit more confidence. Teams avenging a divisional loss in which they led by at least 4 runs in a game they were favorites. They've gone 9-3 straight up this season. So that gives me a little bit more confidence. We have a lefty on the mound for the Rangers. I'm sorry, for the Mariners and the Rangers. They're 10-1 on the run line as a dog versus lefties, coming off a same series loss. They're also 8-3 straight up in this time. And lastly, I want to talk about how these home teams this season, home teams avenging a same series loss as a favorite in which they recorded at least 10 hits. They've gone 17-3 straight up. So all of these little factors, they're pointing me in the direction of the Rangers. Again, I like to talk about regression. I think this is a regression spot for the Mariners. So I'm going to hop off that win streak, and I'm going to go with my home team. So, yeah, give me the Rangers at plus money.
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at that too. I mean, it's hard for me to go against the Mariners, especially. I mean, like we talk about, taking emotion out of the betting piece, right? I'm from Seattle, so I'm a Mariners fan. Anything Seattle, I'm a fan of. But in this spot here, like you mentioned about the Rangers against starting left-handed pitchers, I brought up Spodevs here and the little quick analysis on how they do at home against lefties. they're hitting over 250, averaging about 5 runs per game. And the Mariners, they hit righties on the road lesser than they do against lefties. If we look at current games, last 4 or 5 games here, look at how the Rangers are seeing the ball against lefties. They're really doing a great job here on the offensive side of the ball, while the Mariners are on the opposite side struggling against righties on the road. So that also supports your look here towards the Rangers. So YBB, you have that Rangers money line at plus 140. Yep. So I don't know if I'm gonna bet that one. I'll probably look into it a little bit further, but from a bat perspective, it looks like the Rangers can tackle this and put up some runs here. Even if it's not a money line on the Rangers side, maybe a team total look as well, because like you said, right. Possible regression as well. So there's different ways to tackle it, but plus 140 looks nice if you get the W there.
There's one last thing I want to bring up for this game.
Yeah.
So these road teams in divisional play following a same series game in which they won as dogs, in a game they trailed by at least 4 runs, they've gone just 4-15 straight up. So there's 2 trends that are pointing me in the direction of the Ranger side. And this is just not like a homer bet. I use a lot of SDQL, some bet labs and stuff like that. And, I trust the system. So this is a spot where, give me the Rangers at plus money. I'm upset I didn't get the opening line at plus 158. It's been bet down, but I think it's been bet down rightfully. So, for those reasons, I'm taking the Rangers.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think people caught on to the Rangers against lefties at home. Just looking at the chat here, Mitch, the pitching for the Rangers is Matt Bush, 0-3 so far this season, but you can see his ERA actually isn't that bad. I think he's just an opener, so I don't know who's actually going to be pitching right after him. But yeah, so I don't know. Like at least to start the game, it's Matt Bush. I don't know who's actually going to continue after that. But yeah, that's a good look from you there, YBB. In the other game that we were looking at, that is the Tigers and the Guardians. Guardians got Hutchison. The Tigers got Hutchison. Guardians with Plesac. Guardians are minus 180 here, and the total's at 8.5. I know, Austin, you were looking at this one as well. You want to start talking about your cap on this one?
Yeah, sure. So Tigers and Guardians, when we saw the 8.5, I thought it was too high for 2 below average offenses.
Yeah.
You look at the Tigers stats and splits, they're 54-30 and 6 to the under for the entire season. That's a 43%. Rate to the under, and they're 28-12 and 4 to the under on the road. So that's a 70% hit rate for the under. And looking at a trend, they got shut out last game. So since the beginning of last season, when a team's been shut out on the road and they've lost by 2 or more runs, the following game has gone 126-88 to the under. So that's about a 59% hit rate there, over a 200 plus game sample size. Yeah. So they got blanked last night by Tristan McKenzie. Just looking at the starting pitch up lineup, neither pitcher really incites much fear out of Uzak. Plesac has strung together a few decent outings, including one against the Tigers on July 4th. And I have him rated as an average middle of the pack pitcher. Nothing really stands out to you, but I think he should be able to limit runs against arguably the worst offense of the MLB. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, Drew Hutchison, another below average pitcher. Not a great guy to represent you on the mound, but I don't have much fear in the Guardians' bats as well. So I think 8.5 is a little high. I have this more 7.5 or an 8. Both have solid bullpens. I expect it to be a low-scoring game, and I'm aiming for the under here.
Yeah, and I think you're talking about the Tigers and how they're terrible on the offensive side of the ball, and you could see here on the road. Specifically against righties, they're really struggling here. Under 200, just a 2.35 run support for their pitchers here. So that makes a lot of sense to me. What I know we were looking at the under as well. Did you have a look on the side? I was thinking maybe the run line here on the Guardian side, just to kind of stay away from some of that juice. But did you have a look side at all, or was it really just the under?
No, it was really just the under. I mean, I can't argue with against the Guardians, except I just don't trust their offense that much to cover a run line. So that would make me kind of nervous to bet the run line on the Guardians. So I'm just looking, and the money line price is a little too pricey for me. So I'm just going to stick with the under here.
Yeah, and this is just a simple trend here on the Tigers as well. As road dogs against starting right-handed pitchers, 21-7-2 to the under this so far this season. So there's a lot of support here for the full game under. You can see that the run support at 2.4, and opponents are just at close to 4 runs per game in those spots here. And I think if we bring in the starting pitcher as well, I know Hutchinson, we don't have a lot of data on Hutchinson, I don't believe. But we can look at his spots here. And just one game as a road dog against starting right-handed pitchers, and it ended 2-4. So that's definitely under that spot. Let me see if he has any games as a road dog himself. Yeah, just that one game as a road dog. So I mean, there's support here for the under, and I definitely agree with Austin's look here. And I think it's at -115. So Tigers Guardians under 8.5 at -115 is the way that we're looking on that one. Any other games that you guys want to mention for MLB, or are you guys ready to move over to the NBA and WNBA and UFC?
I will say for the MLB, there's only one official play that I have, and it will be on the Texas Rangers. There's a couple of win streaks that I want to fade, but for the wrong reasons, like the Orioles. That was another team I was looking to fade, but the more you look into it, it's like, man, that's not something I'm willing to step in front of right now. So, other than that, my only official is the Rangers, but I'm eyeballing a couple of things. But if anything, I'll just notify Twitter, but nothing right now that sticks off the page.
Yeah, on that note, guys, if you guys are watching on YouTube, there's links directly to their Twitter account in the description. So you guys could just click on that and hit follow real quick. So yeah, that's what the MLB, like you said, man, it's hard to go against these long trends, but you just gotta pick your spots. With that said, let's go to the WNBA here. We have the Minnesota Lynx. They're 3-point favorites on the road. The total's at 166.5. Austin, me and you, I think we kind of saw the same things here. I know I watched Ski Profit on Wagertalk today, and I talked to him before the show as well, and I think we're kind of all in agreement here. So I'll let you rock with this one. I'll let you rock with this one, and I'll bring us some SDQL as you go.
Sure, yeah. So, I mean, Fever and Lynx, both two poor defensive teams. If you look at their splits and their stats, you got the Lynx, who are 8-3 to the over on the road this season, and they're ranked last in defensive rating on the road. On the other side, the Indiana Fever, they're 10-2 to the over at home, and they're ranked last in defensive rating at home. So the Lynx, their offense has been firing on all cylinders during their most recent run. The Fever's defense is last in the league, and they play at a really fast pace. And one interesting stat that I found, and this doesn't happen very often because there's not that many back-to-backs, but if you just do rest equals 0 in the SDQL, you'll see that teams off of back-to-back go over 57.3% of the time, and dating back to 2011. If you add, teams that are away favored on the road on a second half of a back-to-back, they're 26-10 to the over. That's 72.2%. So these tired teams really don't make defense a priority. I mean, I get it. I hate playing defense too. I need more energy for shooting the 3-ball. So this really leads to some higher scoring games, and I'm really targeting the over here. Kelsey Mitchell, she scored 20 points in 6 of the last 7 games, and I think she can really take advantage of a poor perimeter defense of the Indiana Fever. I have this line at 169, and this line's moved up from 164 overnight to about 167 right now. So I think there's still some value out there because I have it at 169. So I'm going with the over here.
Oh, I don't have team totals here. Hey, Mitch, what is the team total for the Lynx? But yeah, I 100% agree with you, Austin. Fever, if you just look at the Fever at home, they're 11-2 to the over, and that's just a simple trend here. Like you mentioned, they're probably the bottom team in the league, the worst team in the league. They play a fast pace, but they play no defense. that is always a good recipe for an over. And I want to bring up what you mentioned regarding the no rest. It's all good, Mitch. Um, I mean, Mitch brought up Link's team total over or the full game over. I think the full game or the team total over, to be honest, is a good way to go.
I like both.
Yeah. So look, just bringing up what you mentioned, Austin, about the no rest, right? So if we do, oh shoot, wrong spot. Rest equals 0.
Mm-hmm.
133, 99, and 3. That's a blind tail, profitable blind tail at 57.3% for the history of this database, and it goes pretty deep. 2011, okay. And let's look at rest equal plus favorite, 55 and 34. That's 61.8%. And I think you mentioned if they were a home favorite.
Away favorite.
Oh, sorry, away favorite. 72 and 2. Sorry, 26 and 10. 72.2% to the over. Already 2-0 and over this season. I know it's not like a huge sample size, but this is a very, very simple trend system that you can look at. And if you just look at narrative, right? Like they played back to back. They're playing a game that they probably feel like they could win, right? Because they're a road favorite in this spot and on a back to back. So they're probably just relaxed on the defensive side of the ball. They're gonna focus on playing offense. And I mean, like you said, you're tired and you don't want to push and pressure on defense. You just want to outscore the opponent that you can already beat. If that makes sense. I mean, that's just the narrative that you could look at. A King with the assist here, 85.5 for the team total. And if you look at what we just saw with
A King's the man.
Yeah, A King, he's mad active on our chalkboard community as well. So I appreciate that. And if you just look at Fever at home, they're allowing 90.62 per game in that spot. So definitely a team total over or the full game over is a look. If you don't expect the Fever to put up points on their side, and just definitely do the team total. I know their offense has been struggling lately, but like I said, like both myself and Austin has said, on the back to back, you don't want to play defense. So either way is good to me. Okay. So that will be our official play here. Me and A-Wang collabing again with the Lynx Fever over 166.5 there. YBB, man, I know you're an NBA guy. Why are you not touching the WNBA?
I mean, I can now. Like I said, I've been in an internship up here in Dallas, so I'm all tied up. I'm all done now, but
yeah. All right,
I can add something to that WNBA y'all mentioned though.
Oh, go ahead.
The Minnesota Lynx, they are 8-3 to the over on the road as well this season. So I don't know. Yeah, okay, y'all already.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. That's just more support for the over. Man, Minnesota, they started the season off so bad and they made some mid-season adjustments to their roster. They moved Jefferson to the starting lineup. They picked up some people that came over from overseas, and they still didn't have Nafisa Coyer, and she's going to be hopefully coming back by the end of the season because they were talking about how she wants to come back for Sylvia Fowles last season in the WNBA. And if she comes back at full strength, man, like they could make a push. They could make a little push, but it could be too late. We'll see though. But they've been making some moves mid-season to get informed. But yeah, with that said, that's the only game we're gonna touch in WNBA. Now let's move to the UFC. I know YBB is ready for this one. Yair and Brian Ortega are the main event for this one. I know we got Michelle Watterson and Lemos. What was it? Oh, sorry, this is not even the right screen. There you go. And some other folks. I know me and you, YBB, we're excited for this Ricky Simon and Jack Shore battle there. Some other good fights as well. I mean, you even see Misha Tate down here fighting as well on the card. I mean, she's old school, but it's always good to see her on the card. What are some of your favorite fights for this season for this week?
My favorite fight on the card is actually a prospect fight with Ricky Simon and Jack Shore.
Yep, 100%.
That's my favorite fight. As far as like betting numbers and lines, there's not much that I really want to attack in that fight. I do have some hot takes that I'll share with the audience. I don't know how many bold bettors you have out there, but I got some hot takes for y'all.
We got some degenerates here. We got some degenerates.
Dude, hell yeah. We're in the right space to talk about it. But yeah, the first play that I have, I like a Charles Jourdain money line. I've seen a lot of love for Shane Burgos. He's a Tiger Schulman's boxer who's very stationary. He's hittable. He has a negative striking defense. I love the Charles Jourdain side, and I get it. Like, he's had a couple of close scraps with Julian Erosa, and he's fought a little bit lower level of competition. But I brought this up last week. We talked about this with Sadyukub Kakramanov. We talked about this with Ian Gary. These are guys who are young, who can still develop, who have upside and momentum. Those three things alone will give me confidence to back them. When I saw this fight first announced, I was thinking, minus 110, this should be a pick'em, and it'll be fight of the night. This is going to be a great fight. You're giving me plus 145, and I talk about this all the time. In a 50-50 fight, I'm taking the dog 100% of the time. I'm taking the young dog 100% of the time at that. Yeah. I think Charles Jourdain, he mixes it up very well. He throws a lot of kicks, spinning attacks. He can box as well. He has power, and he's a good third-round fighter as well. And that's what you want in a 3-round fight with a durable guy like Shane Burgos. You want that third-round push. Mm-hmm. All of that being said, I'm taking Charles Jourdain. I'm a little bit more confident in him than I've seen the Twitter sphere. But give me Charles Jourdain. For my hot takes of the week, this is for the
real quick before you go to your hot takes, I want to mention to the audience, YBB's been on a little heater on the UFC on our show. So if you guys have been watching the last few shows that he's been on, he's on. Both YBB and Austin are here every Friday. These are my data geeks here on Friday, and we bring them on because, especially YBB on Fridays, because of the UFC. He's very specialized in that side of it. He understands the striking aspect. He understands the ground game. He knows these fighters from top to bottom, not only just the prospects. Not only just the main guys, but also the prospects, which is where you can get a lot of money and get a lot of value on the underdog. So definitely listen to YBB's takes here. He has that plus 145 money line there with Charles Jourdain. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that YBB because I don't want people to drop off because we're not talking about MLB or WNBA. UFC is where you can get some money on them dogs. And you've been bringing some great picks here the last few weeks. So yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. And
well, I just want to say, with all that being said, the MMA, I do a lot of line scaling. I look at lines and I price my fighters before fights are announced. I already have my prices for UFC London next week. I've already got my sheet in front of me. I have a perceived edge, and I like to bet on these edges. And I price my own fighters before the books do it. Otherwise, you're paying a tax, right? And I avoid taxes. But this is the most genuine sport. Like I've said it a lot of times, but it's the most genuine sport to bet on. So yeah, MMA is really awesome. I appreciate the shout. But yeah, love it. But yeah, my next, the hot take that I have for you guys. First, I want to start off with Jack Shore via TKO at plus 575. Now, Ricky Simone, he's a little bit undersized for the division. Jack Shore's a long, rangy striker. Well, he's actually very well-rounded, right? He has jiu-jitsu, he has good wrestling, and he can strike. And the reason I like this line a lot, he's had 6 UFC fights. All 6 have gone to decision. He has been hunting for a finish. We've seen Ricky Simon knocked out by an old Uriah Faber. And you have 2 wrestlers. When you have 2 wrestlers, it ends up being a striking battle. You're telling me you're going to give me plus 575 on the longer rangier striker who's looking for that finish, who's 16-0 professional record?
Yeah.
Give me Jack Shore via TKO at plus 575. And lastly, the other hot take I have for you guys, I really like Amanda Lemos via submission at plus 1,000. Okay. We're talking about women's MMA. Karate Hottie's on her way out. She's a good
I was gonna say that too. I mean, like, she came on the scene because people because she looked good. And, but when she's in there though, it's a different story. And she's been out there for a while, and she's getting a lot older in age. So I definitely I actually really like this take that you're about to go in on. But go ahead,
Yeah.
keep going. Yeah.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like Amanda Lemos, she's not a spring chicken herself, right? She's a little bit older. However, she has less fight mileage, than Michelle Watterson. Michelle Watterson is a girl who, in this spot, she's gonna look to wrestle. That's her path to victory. She's too small. And if you're gonna wrestle against Amanda Lemos, I think Amanda Lemos is gonna have to use some defensive grappling. I really see a guillotine or armbar kind of a finish. If it's grappling area, you're giving me plus 1,000 on submission when in women's MMA that is the most likely finish.
Mm-hmm.
Sign me up. Plus 1,000. That's way too good to be true. Women's MMA, you don't see a lot of knockouts unless you're Marina Rodriguez or Amanda Nunes. You don't see that. Submission is the way to go. It's usually decision. Yeah. And, that's not a hot take, though. If you're giving me Lemos via decision at, minus 130 odds.
400 or something. Minus 300. Yeah.
That's not, there's no value there. Give me the submission prop all day here. So, yeah, plus 1,000. Sign me up. Those are my takes. UFC. But, give me Charles Jourdain as an outright play.
Yeah, I like it. Actually, I mean, it's funny because before you said that, and I kind of heard where you were going in that direction. That's why I wanted to stop you, because I was actually looking in that direction as well. I didn't know it was at plus 1,000, but yeah, I would like to fade Watterson in this spot as well. I just feel like it's just it's one of those things where you hear a name, right, and people just kind of gravitate towards it, and I don't understand why the line is going her way in the first place. So yeah, that's what I was gonna say, is just like I definitely agree with this submission plus 1,000. You don't even have to put a lot of money into it because of the odds. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
you put $10 to win 100. So that's a sprinkle for me. That's a good enough for a scratch off ticket. Like I'm in there.
Yeah, exactly. This is actually the quickest show we've done with the three of us. Do you guys have time to break down a game real quick? Because we got a little request.
I got some time.
Okay, yeah. How about you, Austin? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, let's do that. Caesar requested Twins and White Sox. All right, let's look at that. So I'm on SpoDevs here. We got Twins, White Sox. White Sox at home, 25-20. Sorry, White Sox on the road, 25-20. Twins at home, 26-20. We got Kopech and Smeltzer, the lefty. Here, 3.35 ERA, 1 point. So whip, same ERA towards Kopech and the White Sox here. Let's look at the starter analysis. Kopech towards the under, 9-5-2. Smelter 5-5-1 here. Recent form, he's been getting lit up here last three. Is that? And then away 3-4, 3.51 ERA at home here with Smelter, 2.1 ERA, 2-3 record. Looks like he's not getting the run support. Both off a non-quality start. Yeah, we can look at that. That's a good one. And towards the under here at home, 4-1 to the under at home for Smeltzer. Looking at the bats here, Twins hit righties well at home. White Sox hit lefties good on the road. Oh, they're good against lefties. White Sox are.
Twins as a home favorite, 22-11 this season.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go into. Give me the dog here. Home favorite. 22-11 full game. I think he was. What was he looking at? The first five under. Oh, that's tough because we just saw the bats. Starting right. So Twins versus starting right-handed pitchers as home favorites. Let's get Smeltzer in here. So from a straight up perspective, 17-9, straight up first five, 16-7-3. That would probably be juiced though a little bit, right? Was it 140? Okay. No real edge here on that spot. Let's bring in the starter. 2-1 to the under. The average there. First 5, he's only allowing less than 1 in those 3 spots. So he obviously blanked the Guardians there. Let's see what they did. Oh yeah, Ron Crawford's in the building. Crawford with the Sox. Ron, is that a full game or first 5? Let's just look at Smelter as a home favorite himself. 3-1 to the under. So he's probably looking at the starter perspective, which is pretty strong there. Four and 1 to the under, Smelter. As a at home. Okay. Yeah, so that's Smelter at home. Then he's strong to the under at home. Let's look at Kopech on the road. Full game under, 3-3, first 5. He probably has low totals. That's why. Yeah. Okay. That's probably because he has low totals. And they have a 9-run total here today. Ron Crawford. If you guys don't know Ron Crawford, you guys should follow him on Twitter as well. Dude's a genius as well, and especially of the MLB. Drop your Twitter, Ron. First 5, around 3.25 runs there, 3.27 or something like that. 3.57. All right.
Yeah, I don't have too much of an opinion on the total there.
The total. Did you see an edge on the side?
Well, I found the line interesting just because you look at the line and immediately you sort of look towards the White Sox and you think, Kopech on the mound, they're underdogs, 120, see a lot of value on it. But then again, I think the line is telling. Twins minus 140. They've been excellent at home. Even though maybe the numbers and first glance may point you towards the White Sox, I think the line is very telling towards the Twins here.
Yeah, look at this, because I was just talking about how they hit Whitey, Whitey's White Sox hit lefties well, but if we put into the fact that there's a dog in the spot, 1-6 straight up, 1-5-1 on the first 5, and on the run line they're a fade as well, 1-6 plus on the run line and 2-5 on the first 5 run line, 5-2 to the over. So that's the wrong way there. I'm agreeing with the what you're saying, Austin, with the a look towards the Twins there.
Yeah, and they got whomped pretty hard last night. Let's see, the White Sox won.
And in that spot, Kopech was a starter twice, lost both by
12-2. White Sox won 12-2 last night.
Yeah, so the Twins off of a loss. So we're looking at Twins.
Mm-hmm. Twins off a loss.
Okay. Twins off a loss. 11-4 straight up. 11-2-2 first 5. 11-4 on the run line there. And they won 4 straight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I don't see a significant edge in the total or the side. I think if I were to pick a side, I'd look towards the Twins as a small play.
Yeah, Ron, I know that piece. I know the White Sox are getting healthier, so it's gonna change a little bit.
Have the lineups been announced yet? I didn't see it earlier.
Did we say right-handed pitcher?
Nah, I don't see the lineups out.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to look at. Sorry, off a non-quality start. So right now, as I see it, Caesar, I would be looking towards the Twins' first 5, probably the run line. And off a non-quality start. Kopech off a non-quality start to the under. Their full game to the under. He gave up.
It's interesting.
He gave up 8 to the Twins a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. In the same spot. But he only gave up 2 that time. But he lost both outright. Let's see what.
Yeah, he's been really struggling lately.
He's getting no support after the bull. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna bet this one, Caesar. But I think if I were to play anything, it would probably be that first 5 run line on the Twin side.
16.
Yeah, I mean, I think White Sox run line, first 5, White Sox run line, play but juice, yeah.
I found something for that under.
What do you think? When do you want to pull up?
I mean, well, I don't know if I like the first 5. I kind of like the full game a little bit more so, but let's see. Divisional dogs that are in a spot where they recorded at least 11 runs and won by double digits. They are 16-7 to the under since the 2020 season.
The margin is greater than 10?
Yeah, greater than or equal to 10 in a game. They recorded at least 11 runs. The dogs in the spot, if you go back to 2019 in divisional dogs, sorry, they're 28-11 on the run line too, which is, I guess, not valuable enough because if I'm taking the White Sox, I'd take them outright and not.
Yeah, if you do the run line, it'll be juiced.
Yeah, I'd be juiced. I'd rather just take the plus money on the underdog in that spot. I think that the line is priced accurately, in my opinion.
Yeah. Too bad I don't have the first 5 on there. Yeah, I'll probably be skipping this one, but my lean would be towards the Twins' first 5 run line maybe. Yeah, I don't know if that helps you, Caesar, but that's some of the stuff, some of the stats and trends that we would look at if I was to cap that game.
Yeah, I'm with you on the Twins. Nothing on the total for me.
Yeah. I like that look. 3-0, first 5 at home after. Yep. Sounds good. All right. That's thanks for bringing that up, Caesar. So we broke down to that game there. That's pretty much the end of the show. I'm gonna run through what games we talked about ourselves as for the panel. YBB Rangers money line plus 140. And then we, myself and A Wang, we got the Tigers Guardians under 8.5 minus 115. And in the WNBA, Lynx Fever over 166.5. And the UFC official for YBB, Charles Jourdain money line at plus 145. Anything, guys, you guys want to talk about or promote before we cut out?
I'll let Austin go first.
No, I'm taking my break. You know, I'm just relaxing, getting back into the routine, and yeah, waiting for NBA season to kick back off again, which is going to be right around the corner there. So I mean, I'll be tailing YBB on these UFC picks.
UFC, yeah, man, I like them. I actually like your hot takes as well. You get me with those hot takes, man. That Jack Shore TKO plus 575 and Limo submission plus 100. I like those. YBB, anything to promote? Anything that you want to talk about that you're working on?
Hey, I'm with A-Wing on this one. I can't wait for NBA season and NFL season to come back. I have nothing really to promote. If you follow YBB Sports Data on Twitter, we will be discussing MMA for the most part. A couple of MLB nuggets here and there. But yeah, I'm with you guys. I miss my major sports. So
All right, sounds good, man. Sounds good. I love these Friday shows. I swear these Fridays are perfect, especially because of the UFC slate every week and all that stuff. So next week, hopefully you guys will be back again next week. We'll talk. I like the UFC card next week as well. Very, very good fights on the next one. I think the other piece of it is Summer League has been giving us a lot of hope that the NBA is actually coming back real soon. It's like the off seasons are actually pretty short. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited for football as well, college and NFL. Hopefully, I don't know if you guys dive into those, but man, this is going to be a fun season. This is my first full year doing this like full time and also doing the shows. Man, it's been a grind, but it's been fun, and you guys have been a very, very positive part of it. So I appreciate you guys for coming on every Friday. But with that said, man, this is the end of the show. Thanks to all who tuned in on YouTube and on Twitter. If you are on YouTube, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button before you bounce. Make sure you check out the links in the description as well. Links directly to Austin and YBB's Twitter account. You just hit the link and then go straight to their Twitter. You hit follow from there. And as always, I had to end with this. Please remember, whether you fade us or follow us, it's on you to make that call. Good luck on all your action. Till next time. Peace.